In this video, we'll be setting up AWS Config with Remediation, and then we'll do some testing and do some troubleshooting as well. AWS Config is a monitoring and remediation service within AWS that has the ability to monitor resources in relation to other resources and compare their configurations using rules. Config comes with pre-built monitoring rules, or you can custom build your own. When a resource becomes non-compliant, Config can remediate the resource using Systems Manager automation documents. AWS has a set of managed automation documents you can choose from or create your own as well. Some prerequisites we'll need for this demonstration. Of course, an AWS account, we'll need to set up AWS Config in the same region as resources you want to monitor. In this demonstration, we'll use a pre-built config rule to monitor S3 buckets to make sure they're not publicly accessible. If a bucket becomes publicly accessible, we'll use a remediation document to send out an email alert. So first we need to set up AWS Config. All right, so if you've never used Config, you'll get the screen right here. So let's go ahead and get started. Click on Get Started there. Recording strategy. We're only going to be recording S3 buckets. So I'm going to choose that. And the frequency is going to be continuous. We're going to use an existing AWS Config service link role. And then for the delivery method, you have to have some place to store the information. I'm going to create a new bucket. And let's see, let's call it S3 config monitor test. And then I'm going to click on Next. And we're not going to choose a rule just yet. So I'm going to click Next again and confirm. All right, this is going to set up our dashboard. Should be popping up here in a second. All right, so our dashboard is created, config. So let's go ahead and add a rule. So let's go to rules right here on the left and add a rule. And the rule we're going to add is S3 bucket level public access prohibited. Let me just paste that in here. That one right there, so we'll hit next. And let's just change up the name a little bit here. And then you can put in whatever description you want to in there. I'll just leave that one the way it is. And it's already chosen for resources, and it's already got S3 bucket on here, so that's good. And then that should be it. We'll hit next. And everything's good there. Let's hit save. And there you go. That's how easy it is to create a rule. The hard part is actually getting the remediation to work. All right, so the next thing we need to do is we need to set up an SNS topic so we can get the email alert. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to open up another tab. Let's find SNS on here. Set up our alerts. Open that up in a new tab. Okay, so we can either enter a new topic here, or we can come up to the lines up here and go to topics. And let's create a topic. And we want it to be standard. Topic name is going to be, let's call it S3 the same thing under display name, and that's all we need for that. So let's create topic, and now we need a subscription. So let's go over here to subscriptions and create subscription. And it's not obvious, but if you click on this box here, it should pull up our topic line. There we go. That's the one we just created. For protocol, we want it to be email. And then you just type in the email address you want to use. Okay. And that's it. So create subscription. Now this won't be active until you check your email and confirm that. So I'm going to do that right now. There's the notification, subscription confirmation. So just hit confirm subscription and then you're done with that. There we go. All right. Okay, the next several steps we're going to be in IAM. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an automation role. So let's go to IAM. Open up another tab. Okay, and let's go to roles here. And then we're going to create a role. It's going to be a service, and it's going to be systems manager. So use a systems manager for the next. And for permissions, we're going to do a search for Amazon. SSM automation role. Here we go, right here. So they suggest using this role in the documentation, but we're going to find out later it doesn't exactly work. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this now because it'll be a good lesson for us later when we're doing some troubleshooting. So let's go ahead and select that, and I'm going to hit next. And let's give it a name. S3 role. Okay, and then you can give it any whatever description you want to give it. And then let's hit create role. Okay, and then we'll go find that role we just created. There we go. All right, so now we need to go to trust relationships, and we need to replace this because this does not work. So I'm going to hit edit trust policy. In this JSON code I'm going to be pasting in here, I will have that in a link down below. All right, so let me get that code here. Okay. You'll need to change two things on here, the account number here and the account number here. So I'm going to do that real quick here and then hit update policy. Okay, I've pasted in my account number here on both the spots, and we're going to hit update policy. All right, so now we have the trust relationship set up. All right, and now we need to copy the ARN right here. So let's copy that. We'll need that in the next step here. All right, next step is attaching the PassRole policy to our automation role. And to do that, we just go to permissions here, and we're going to do a create inline policy under add permissions. And for the service, we want to use IAM. And then for the action, we want it to be PassRole. And we're going to click checkbox next to write PassRole. And then we need to add that ARN we copied earlier. So I'm going to click add ARN here. And we'll just paste it in here. You'll notice it populated the name up here, which is good. Then we're going to add ARNs. Okay, that looks good. And then click on Next. And then we're going to give the policy a name, so let's just call it S3 C2. Create policy. Okay, good. All right. All right, we're done in IAM for right now. So we're going to go back to config. And we're going to open up our rule that we created earlier. And then under actions up here, we're going to click on manage remediation. So we'll set up our remediation now. So we're going to make it automatic. And then the action is going to be AWS publish SNS notification. And then the topic ARN is going to be under, go back to our topic. There we go. Yep, that's one we need right there. So let's copy that. And we're going to go back and paste that in. And then for message, we can make this anything we want to. I'm just going to put it on here. Alert. This 3 bucket is accessible. And then for our automation assume role, we're going to go back to IAM and copy the ARN for that role that we created. So let's go back there and copy the ARN for this. We'll go back to config and paste that in and save changes. All right. So let's go back to the dashboard here and see what's going on. Shows I got one S3 bucket that's compliant, and I don't have any that are non-compliant. So I'm going to pause the video for a second, and I'm going to make that bucket publicly accessible so it triggers this. All right, I created a S3 bucket that's publicly accessible now. So if we hit refresh, actually let's go back to the rule here that we created. All right, now you can see that it actually is already detected the bucket is non-compliant. So now it should have triggered that. We should have gotten an email, and I don't see an email up here. All right, so if we open up the rule here, it should have a status at the very bottom. Yep, it says action execution failed. So a couple of things we can do here, or at least one thing we can do here to troubleshoot this is to open up the CLI here, and then we can run a command to find out what's going on. And we're going to put our rule name in here. It's 3. All right, let's see what it gives us here. Okay, error occurred invalid parameter when calling the publish operation. Okay, publish operation. So that means it's a permission issue. So if we go back to our IAM role, and let's look at these here. So that one looks fine. All right, so that one looks good. This is the one I was telling you about earlier. The instructions indicated to use this AWS managed policy, but there's actually a problem with it, and I'll show you why. the very bottom here, it has SNS in here, but it's also got automation, which is not in that. That's not correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this pre-built policy, and then we're going to just build our own. So we're going to do create inline policy. And we're going to check JSON because we just want to paste this in and make the changes we want to make. So first thing we need to do is take this out. Leave the star in there. That should be good. And then also you notice it's got all these other actions that it has access to. We don't want deleting EC2 instances or making any kind of changes to EC2 instances. And we also don't need the CloudFormation stack. So one way to easily get rid of that is go to Visual right here. And let's get rid of that in CloudFormation. And then let's hit Next. And we're going to call it, let's call it Custom Config Policy. All right. So, created that. Let's go back and run the rule again. Reevaluate. Sometimes you have to hit refresh a couple times for this to clear up down here. So let's refresh the screen. So I made the change, but I'm still getting an error here. Let me try to run it one more time. Yeah, it's still coming up invalid parameter topic name. So let's go back and just double check our settings here for the remediation here. Let's see, remediation action. Let's go to edit. That looks good. Let's see, topic. Okay, that looks messed up. Let me go up here to topic. And that's exactly what it was. I guess I copied the wrong R. Here we go. Let's copy this one. And let's put that in there. I think I probably copied the subscription instead of the topic. So let's try that and save. All right, now let's try to reevaluate and see if it works this time. Refresh. All right, let's do a refresh. Try it out again. Ah, there we go. You saw it there at the very bottom. Let's we don't need this anymore. Now it executed. So if we go to my email, it should be in there. Yes, it is. Okay. All right, so there's the notification that we got. So that all works. Now let's go back and let's clean up that IAM role because we don't need that extra one that was in there. This SSM automation role. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. All right. And I will definitely put both of these policies in the link below so you guys will have those. I don't know why I didn't delete my CloudFormation, but I'm not as worried about that as I am the EC2 permissions. So anyway, that is how you create a config role and then set up the remediation using IAM roles. I hope this video was helpful. I'll try to put as many notes as I can in the description area. I know there was a lot of steps we went through and the troubleshooting was a little bit confusing, but I thought that was necessary just to show you what to look for if your remediation doesn't work. So I appreciate you watching. If you would subscribe and like, greatly appreciate that. Thank you.